tremendous looking trophy.
Hello and welcome to Platinum Explosion, #1 PlayStation podcast in the Oceanias. My name's Tom Blight. Joining me, as always, Asher Holby.
Hey John, excited to be here because I've been breaking some rules. I'm going to the Forbidden West.
Good job.
Revel over here.
Right? Yeah. Well, good joke. Of course, this week in the trophy cabinet, bronze trophy for Uncharted and a platinum for Horizon Forbidden West. There you go. I mean, that's the week. It's been Horizon. We'll talk about it in a moment, and then there's about 50 million news stories relating to it. A couple other things. Talk about Uncharted. I don't know if anything else happened this week. I think everyone
was that not on the trophy list?
What?
Uncharted?
Yeah, bronze.
Oh, bronze.
I mean, you know, I set the trophy rankings. All right, so let's get into it. Horizon Forbidden West came out Friday. Yes. Came out Friday. I've played fuck all. Ash has played about 20 hours or less, he reckons, something like that.
Yeah.
I'll set up story and then give you the reins more or less. But so the game picks up what seems like, I don't know, days, months, maybe at most, following the events of the first game. Pretty quickly, it's like, even though the game starts with a whole previously on, maybe a couple minutes previously on thing, I would say advise anyone who hasn't recently played Horizon to maybe dive down a YouTube video like Horizon in 10 minutes type thing, or a Wikipedia page or something.
So Press Start put out an article and they linked to a GameSpot review video, so I watched that and that caught me up reasonably well.
Okay, good. Because I think it goes very quickly into like people's names, Gaia, Hades, blah 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 blah. It's like it doesn't, which is fine. It's just like, be prepared.
It kind of, what they do in the game kind of jogs your memory, but if it's been a while.
The only section I've played was what I guess called the prologue section, which is in the normal map area. I get like the area from the first game. Still, like, it's not a part of the first game. Like, you're in a new location, but it's still part of that like main area. It's just a new location. Aloy's exploring or whatever. She's looking for which one's she looking for? Hades? No, Gaia.
She's looking for Gaia.
Gaia, that's it. Yeah. She's looking for Hades is the first game. She's looking for Gaia or like a backup code or something like that. And then by the end of the prologue period, she discovers that Silence?
Yes. Silence.
Yeah, Silence. Has betrayed her, and he leaves this message or whatever, and he's like, come find me in the Forbidden West. And she's like, all right, off I go. And then you get this like kind of cool opening credit sequence where she's like racing along and whatever, and then the game starts in the Forbidden West. That's as far as I've got. So I haven't really played fuck all. Ash, how much are you enjoying story, gameplay? Like, what are the standouts? What's happening?
Yeah, obviously I played a fair bit more. I'm enjoying it. It's obviously a big open world game. So I feel I've only opened up like 2 sections. Well, I guess I'm about to open up a third, but like I've been tracking back and doing all the different side quests and that kind of stuff. I'm finding the story is interesting. I did just have like a massive info dump, which kind of set up the rest of the game. But there are some interesting threads that even like were introduced in the prologue and that kind of stuff that carry on and kind of explain where we're kind of going with this game. But the main crux is obviously Gaia was the operating system for the world, the terraforming system. It got destroyed before Aloy got born, and now Aloy is trying to get Gaia back up to, fix the world again because they need these operating systems to fix the biodome of the world and that kind of stuff. There's opposing forces that are like kind of going after the same kind of thing. And then she's also got to deal with the different tribes of the Forbidden West, who, have been at odds with the Kaja, who are the main force from where Aloy's from. I'm really enjoying it. It's like, I think almost everything has been improved. I don't remember anything being particularly worse. Obviously, you're just starting from scratch again. Like, you lose all your abilities and that kind of thing, as you would expect. But, you know, you quickly get into the swing of, like, arrow shooting and traversal and everything. I feel like a major complaint was you couldn't climb very much in the first game. There's a lot more climbing, and you can climb a lot more. Did you find you could climb? Were you happy with the amount of climbing you could do in the small section that you played?
Yeah, I guess, like, in that first section you climb up a giant tower or whatever, and you know, do it. Like, obviously it's just specific areas you can climb, which is, I guess, technically no different than something like an Assassin's Creed or whatever. Like, it's not free.
Yeah, it's
roam.
not Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, it's not Breath of the Wild, which is fine. I'm yet to say if I'm happy with the climbing, because I haven't run into, so like the main problem.
You haven't run into like a waist high cliff.
Yes, which is the thing that was the major complaint. It wasn't that it wasn't that players couldn't climb everything. Maybe some people said that, and that was doing the whole Breath of the Wild comparison. Personally, I was just on the road of, hey, if it was only up to her waist, why the fuck can't I vault over this thing? You know, like, that was like the bare minimum.
Yeah, I don't think that that's much of an issue anymore. I enjoy, like, the little glider thing she gets eventually. That's really cool.
How far is in that? When can I do that?
You have to get through. So you've just entered the Daunt. You need to finish that Daunt section.
It's a whole canyon.
Which, yeah.
Looks boring,
there's like
to be honest.
2 or 3 main missions.
I land, I'm like, look around and see nothing but brown shit. I'm like, man, I was playing this game for like water and palm trees.
You need to get to the other side of you need to get into Forbidden West to get the cool looks, you know. But yeah, it looks beautiful, the game, despite what you think of the first section. Yeah, it like really impressive visually. I'm enjoying a lot of, like, the side characters. I think it's interesting. I guess this is a bit of a, like, it turns out that Aloy left and, like, immediately after the events of the first game in search of Gaia.
Yeah, I don't know if that's a spoiler. Like, that's literally in the first hour of the game.
Yeah, that's in the first hour. So all her friends that she made in the first game all kind of pissed at her. Mm-hmm. And I kind of enjoyed that dynamic. You know, especially Aaron, who's like a sad boy. The entire time he's all mopey and shit because he got left behind. I don't think I noticed this when I played the first one, but it's kind of plays a little bit. Like, initially, I'm like, is this like a visual novel? Is this like a rom dating sim?
There's a romance.
It's like 3 or 4 different guys trying to get with Aloy.
Yeah. What's his face? Whoever it was, the emo boy, the prince. I don't know, whatever he is.
The Sun King.
Yeah, Sun King. He was just like, oh,
straight
you
out.
still have time for me and stuff. I'm like, I chose the option that was like, it ain't the time for this shit. We got the world to save.
Yeah.
You know, like.
Yeah. I don't know how much those are like choices, dialogue choices actually matter in the long run. I haven't seen any. There's only been like 3 or 4 prompts in the hour and a half or however long I played. But yeah, I'm really enjoying it. It's rewarding just to go around, knocking off all these side quests or unlocking different things along the world, earning skill points. There's a massive skill tree for you to adjust your Aloy to how you want to play her, like whether you focus on hunting or melee or infiltration, or, you know, just get as much health up as possible, or get your traps all done, or you get your machine riders, so you can overtake them quicker and ride them faster. I don't know. Yeah, I'm really having a good time. It's like, yeah, I'm just clearing the map to a certain degree at the moment. Or like doing side things while I'm like editing and stuff. It's like, oh, I could just.
You're terrible. Like, this is nothing to do with the game, but like, it doesn't take that long. Just do the editing, you know, like just focus on one thing.
I'm
fucking hell.
I need to multitask.
Oh.
Like, I like to.
You can't play a video game and edit.
I'm very thorough.
That's not a thing. Like, watching a TV show is a different.
Because I'm just listening to the episode, and then, you know, I listen to cut out all your mistakes.
Yeah.
Or weird breathing noises. But yeah, I'm digging it. I'm keen to see where the story goes from here. I've hit the point, kind of this end of, well, I'll say it's like this end of the second act where it becomes clear what your mission is for the rest of the game. Yeah, there's some interesting events that take place. That I'll be keen to hear your thoughts on when you eventually get to them in 6 to 7 months.
Well, I still got to play Life is Strange: True Colors. You know what I mean? Like, shit's on the backlog.
No, this is only the biggest PlayStation game of the next 2 months or whenever Gran Turismo comes out. I would say this is probably bigger than Gran Turismo in my opinion, but
yeah, I would say this is bigger than Gran Turismo in most people's opinions.
So yeah, it's the biggest PlayStation exclusive of the first half of the year, and Dylan's like, yeah. I only host the number one PlayStation podcast in the Oceanias. Like,
I'm gonna play it. I'm playing it. I've started it. Like, I'm an hour in. Like, I've popped some trophies. You know what I mean? I got like
5 days.
I got like 2%.
Really?
Yeah. You know?
Yeah. I guess you did unlock the Daunt one, right? That's the most important thing.
I don't know. Did I?
I think so. If you go, all you have to do is go down the travelator.
Is that the thing for the tree?
Mm-hmm.
Man, they would say that took like a couple of hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, that ain't taking.
It's pretty much like the first trophy in the game. So.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I think I got something else prior to that, but I was also thinking, like, I've seen, like, I don't know how I think I did the opening like really fast, but I was also like, this is a prologue area. I bet there's like there wasn't really that much to explore. It's very linear. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, because there's a prologue section.
Like, there's not much to. Yeah, no, I'm not saying it's a complaint. I'm just saying I don't know why it's taken. They reckon it's 90 minutes to 2 hours to get that trophy. If that's what I can't find the fucking trophy.
Maybe if you suck, you can't jump properly.
Can't jump properly. Aloy can't jump.
You're not good fighting the machines.
Possibly. I'm not playing this on easy. I'm Frozen Wilds.
Taking down that snake monster was pretty hard.
The snake? Yeah, it was alright.
Yeah.
Shoot it with frozen the ice shit and then just go ham. But yeah, I'm just unlike Frozen Wilds where there was like chuck you in the difficulty set like end game level and I couldn't remember how to play. At least playing this, like, because it's slowly introducing the mechanics again in a natural way. I was like, I can leave this as is. I don't feel like I don't understand what I'm doing because it takes everything away, which is that's kind of the good thing. Like, I guess the complaint is, oh, why doesn't she have all this shit for the first game? It's like, thank God she doesn't, because like if
it'll be so, it's like I don't want to.
If I do remember,
jump in and not know how to use any of this.
Yeah, if I do remember how to use all 8 different elemental types still and whatever the hell else, like straight off the bat, and then when they're introducing new ones, I assume, I'll be like, oh my God, like I wouldn't have been able to keep up. One thing I will say, and this is just a side note, I was going to bring it up as a negative, but before recording, I saw there was a news story saying they're fixing it anyway, but I highly doubt you would have noticed, but there's some like weird HDR shit going on in this and like blooming and like there was a bunch of texture pop in, not to say that like it's terrible, like ruins the game, but like it was noticeable. But I saw a news story saying they're like working on just before this, like I think Push Square or somewhere I saw like had one that's like developers working on a fix to fix that issue, something like that.
That's cool, I've had like some small like visual glitches, I guess you would call them. Like sometimes I was holding on to climbing something and Aloy's arm would just shake uncontrollably and that kind of thing. And obviously like there's occasionally something gets caught in like a tree or something. Yeah. Or there was one point where I couldn't do my focus, like the actual visual, the focus thing wasn't working, but I just walked 100 meters and it started working again. So
you saw my video on Twitter?
Yeah.
That was the guy had. So I went to I went to just jump and grab a platform, and then it falls, and I think that's just you're meant to just land and like be like, oh no, some platforms can fall. Like that's a learning that thing. Jump to the other one, but when she landed, she was just like stuck in a falling motion on the ground, and there was no way to get out of it. Like I tried pressing every button, you know, like on the controller to see if it would trigger anything. Pause, unpause, like all that sort of stuff. I was like, all right, just load last save. Like,
I did see someone was finding like a bristleback or something, and it hit it, and then it got yeeted across the map.
Nice. Sometimes there's good bugs. You know?
Those are fun. Those are fun glitches.
As long as they're not consistent or like eat your save or something. But but yeah, also the other thing I will say, and I think this is a common thing I've heard on like many like like the couple podcasts I've listened to so far. So I'm just like and like reading, like I'm just echoing people's thoughts. But I would say I also agree that when you like get into the game, there's just like so much detail that at first it's sort of like I got used to it by the time I like was playing for like half an hour or so. But like when you first start exploring at the start, there's so much detail that it's almost distracting. My brain was like struggling to figure out what like where I should be looking or where I should be going. It's just which is weird because it's a open world game and it just has a lot of detail. Like, and I mean like grass and all this stuff is like high texture and everything. It's just a lot. What else was I gonna say? Fuck, I forgot there was something. The haptic feedbacks and stuff is like nothing groundbreaking, but
no, it's fun.
It's fun. I enjoy it. You know, you got the bow and everything like that, which is like I'm sort of used to that at this point, but it's always sort of fun. It's been a while since had some good stuff. Some last thing like when I was playing Uncharted, I thought that people are going to love or hate that because the Uncharted haptics, or the everything like control. What do you call it? What's it called?
Tension
And triggers, whatever, all that sort of stuff. Like that was like almost too much and stuff. But in this is fine. And then the accessibility menu, I scrolled through it. I was like, holy shit, people, they weren't joking when they was like,
there's a lot.
There's a lot. I'm like, you can literally nearly can be like, I want this easier. I want this normal. I want this hard. I want this part of the game like better. Like, I don't know. Like,
I think, there's a couple of interesting things. One of the first things I did is I went through it. I made it longer when the weapon wheel comes up so I could have a little more time slows down a little bit more. You can focus. You can craft up a little bit quicker and that kind of stuff. I think something is interesting. I haven't had a chance to play with it, but you can do motion controls for aiming with the DualSense, which some people have said has been really helpful, but I can't,
I think that's maybe a, like,
how?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe not helpful for us, but maybe, I don't know.
I did test it a little bit. I'm like, how does this work if I'm like sitting in different positions? It's just, however, from wherever it starts from wherever you
it picks up the base
when you pull the trigger.
Yeah, so if you're like have the control facing at your roof, when you pull the trigger, then that's the axis that it goes off. So but so far, I think would you say the story is better than the first? Because that was sort of my number one critique. So the story was sort of average in the first game.
I think so. I think there's more obvious threats and now there's more of a clear goal of what you're going to do for the rest of the game. It's like you need to fetch certain things to help explore while exploring the Forbidden West, but you've also got this threat of this other tribe that is able to control machines and that kind of stuff. So
that was in the first trailer. I don't think that's a spoiler. So.
Yeah, I don't think that's a spoiler.
No.
But yeah, I think it's interesting, and there's also this other advanced faction that's quite interesting as well. So
good job. There's another tribe that's interesting. All right, well, we'll be talking about it over the next couple of weeks, I guess, as you finish it and I finish it.
You'll play it after Elden Ring, right? That's
I feel like at this stage, unfortunately, I have to just like maybe just put Elden Ring on the back burner as well, and like get to this.
Whoa, jeez!
Like I'm trying to do things properly. See, the thing is, the reason I haven't like rushed through this is I worked like Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Today's my we're recording this. Worked Monday as well. So today's my first day off since its release, and in my spare time, I've been playing something else that's currently under embargo. Like I can't say. But I kind of wish I was just playing Horizon, to be honest. But
good.
like so
you want to be playing Horizon?
Yeah. And a couple of
I was worried that you got to the Dauntless, saw the giant map, and like, no, it's too much.
No, I played a little bit so I could like have some.
Why is it all grayed out? Yeah, there's too many clouds.
No, I played enough so I could have some impressions, and then just in case I didn't get time to go back, I would have had some. Like I did that on Friday or Saturday. I was like, I'll just like do the opening part and then hopefully I can play some more before we record. Fortunately, that hasn't happened. It's just prioritizing, like, unfortunately, because this is like not to sound like, I'll put this nice as I can. It's like, thank you, PlayStation, for setting a review code. Review code came on launch for the website. I feel like I have to prioritize potentially some of the things that I can put out for embargoes over this. That's all. It's nothing to do with my thoughts on the game so far. It's just
or is it?
No,
That's a great.
No. I have literally no thoughts on the game. I really can't say. Like, if I came on here and I was like, I've played an hour, 9 out of 10, it would remind me of someone I don't like that used to work in the games industry. And that's not me, so I will not be saying that. I literally have barely any thoughts. I don't even know if I have impressions. Like, my first hour was like, oh yeah, it's like I'm literally just like, it's Horizon, it's pretty. I'm neither loving it or hating it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just like, I have played so little. I mean, an hour is a lot for some people. I guess it's like nearly the length of the movie. But for a video game like this, it's like, I've played it an hour. I feel like I've played barely nothing. I'm like, got introduced. I was like, it's pretty. There's some weird, like, as I said, the only things I picked up on, heavy story stuff. That was like, whoa, fucking let me go watch a YouTube video. Weird HDR coloring, blooming effects, and the texture popping. And then that one bug, I was like, this isn't gonna like annoy me, and hopefully they're gonna patch that anyway. Like, I feel like if all that had happened and I was reviewing this, that those issues I would have definitely mentioned, but they'll be out by the time we finish this game, so it won't even be like a fucking thing. Like, I guess that's the difference, but they would have been something I would have mentioned if it was a consistent through my entire time playing it. As hopefully, as long as I don't consistently keep falling off ledges and having it get stuck in an infinite falling loop. Won't have any problems there. And then the combat is just more Horizon so far. Like, it's nothing, like, from what I've done, I can't say if it's better or worse than, like, it's just, I'm still just shooting the same arrows I had in the first game. I got a frozen one, I got a normal one. Cool story. There's the one thing I saw Kieran point this on Twitter that's kind of good is I'm just picking up every fucking stick I can find, you know?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's a major, because everything goes to your stash box, which you pretty much have stash boxes at every single
camp,
village or location or shelter. Like, there's so many places. It's super. They just pick everything up.
Yeah. Instead of walking past
super handy.
In the first game, it'll just be like red or whatever. It's like you have max of these, you have max of these berries, you have max of this, you have max of this, blah 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 blah.
No, it just all goes to your stash. Especially, I think the health is super. The flowers or whatever. Yeah, the berries are super helpful because even if you use them all up, you can just press hold up down, and you can replenish whatever's in your pack
from your stash.
From your stash.
Oh, can you? I didn't realize that. That's
super. So that makes that super easy. So yeah, just keep picking them up because you'll end up going through them.
Yeah, I pick up everything. I'm picking up everything. Like that. That's just that part of my brain that's like, oh, thing. Pick it up. You know, just like clearing. Pick it up. Pick it up. So I probably got a million sticks by now. I'm pretty sure I got every stick in the first area of the game.
Yeah, you probably won't need to, but use any more sticks for any more ammo.
I'm good. I reckon I got a lot. All right, so
a lot of rocks as well. Lots of rocks.
I haven't got rocks. Oh no, I've got some rocks. Yeah, for throwing like the destruction things and whatever. Yeah. Whatever else ingredients to make them bombs and shit like that. Not everyone loves Horizon though, apparently, so let's get into a few Horizon stories here. Horizon Forbidden West is getting review bombed on PS5, PS4 for no reason, right to push Square. It wouldn't be a major video game release without gamers exhibiting embarrassing behavior. Horizon Forbidden West has been quickly racking up disappropriately negative reviews on Metacritic overnight, and while it's still holding a steady overall user score, the string of 0 out of 10s are obviously beginning to look disingenuous. Of course, there's no targeted campaign against Aloy's sophomore outing this time. It's just people being silly. Quote, probably the biggest disappointment in a while, one user wrote of the 80 or so hour game, less than 24 hours after it had released. So, I mean, I don't think there's anything to say other than I'll just bring it up to say, pay absolutely zero attention to the user section of any aggregator site, and I don't know why they exist. Like Metacritic, Rotten Tomatoes, OpenCritic, what else is there? That's it, right? IMDb. Any of that shit, they have a user section there to sort of like make people feel like they can get involved. However, these sites exist and these sections exist. Love them or hate them, the idea was to be aggregators of people who were deemed legitimate critics, right? So the user critic store is something that you should pay absolutely no regard to anyway. And the only time people use it is like, so if something's really bad and like critics review it very well, they always point to like, but like, see the user score is like really low and like the critics, and then when it's the opposite way, they always bring it up then. But it's fucking gibberish. I don't know why anyone pays any attention to this. I'm looking at it now. It's just like, these ones. I was really looking forward to this game. Sadly, Sony first party level polish, Forbidden West, dull prologue took over an hour to beat an ultra linear tutorial. Platform is garbage and you need constantly accessibility or focus options.
That's the point of a tutorial.
Aloy stuck in environmental. Aloy talking constantly and telling you what to do. The game completely copies the first part. No new improvements except for the grappling hook. The graphics are soapy. The performance mode, everything is very blurry. I'm reading their terrible response. The plot is boring and the characters are the same. It should be also noted. Oh, the grapple. No, you mean the thing do they mean the thing that pulls the walls apart? Is that what they mean?
That's good, but you also get like a grappling hook so you can like go up walls and shit.
Yeah, I think I've seen that in the first demo. She like swings around and shit, whatever.
Yeah.
They recycled almost everything from Zero Dawn and still got a worse game overall full of bugs. Awful generic open world. It's not Mass Effect 2, Assassin's Creed Valhalla, better than this shit. So, yeah, don't pay attention. I know it's fucking gibberish ass Metacritic bullshit. User reviews.
I think in this article it brings up one that says usual Sony fare, unrealistically diverse. And I would disagree with that because I think there's clearly some sort of reason that there's a diverse amount of people in the world. And they're especially with one of the enemies that Aloy potentially is facing.
I don't understand. What's his problem? That
is too diverse. There's too many people of color.
I don't understand how that's I can't.
Because it's
so,
Dylan.
It's apocalypse.
Diverse people in.
It's apocalypse where the world was like terraformed and brought back to life, and then he thinks the plot of the first game was that Nazis did it and only brought back pure white genes or something. Like, is that what the? Is that something that's okay?
I mean, I don't want to touch on that too much.
I mean, if that turns out to be like the bad guys' plot, then sure. But also, that's not what happened because there's like even from the first game, there's multiple ethnicities and whatever. So, yeah, okay. Well, if that's a plot line, that's interesting because I was just joking, but that would make
it could be a plot line.
That makes perfect sense to be honest. PlayStation's marketing department is having the time of its life right now. That writes Pushka as well. So PlayStation Australia, they've got this giant claw strider thing in Sydney at the moment. You probably saw that. It was on our socials, a bunch of other people's socials.
I think it's gone by now, unfortunately. It's only going to be there till the 22nd.
Okay, yeah, I was about to say it was only over like the weekend or whatever. Which is disappointing. It's like they put so much effort into this. What happens to it now? Italy, they had a giant Aloy statue.
It goes to PlayStation headquarters. PlayStation Australia going to stick it out the front.
Possibly.
In a warehouse somewhere.
Singapore had like a giant tower for Gran Turismo at the moment, which just shows the difference in where in the focus. In the focus. But yeah, that's just a thing. But
that is a cool looking tower because obviously they've displayed it. So there's it looks like there's a bunch of cars like in the car park, like Mission Impossible 6.
No, what it looks like is a Matchbox. Six pack or a 24 pack.
But Mission Impossible 6, they've got their car park.
Yeah.
Dubai or whatever. Yeah.
Or Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift. Maybe, I don't know.
Sure. I also love the statue that's in Italy that says Aloy, the placeholder.
Yeah, why does it say that?
I don't know why it says that.
That's a good point, actually. Why does it say that? That's a good point, actually. Maybe I didn't pay enough attention. Aloy, the placeholder. What the fuck? Sure. But yeah, there's some good marketing stuff going on around there. I just want to know what happens to these things after the fact. If they could just go to the PlayStation Australia headquarters, I guess that makes sense. But it's a pretty big fucking statue. I think it was like 6 meters long or some bullshit. I don't know. Like, it was massive.
It's pretty big.
It's pretty damn big.
Like, they had a cosplayer there for reference.
Yeah. And I've seen people like
size reference.
Other people who like live in Sydney, I follow and whatever, like taking pictures with it and they're laying down next to it and whatever else, and they look tiny, so pretty big. Horizon Forbidden West is the second biggest PS5 physical game launch so far, right? Eurogamer. has notched up the second biggest launch box game in the UK. So to clarify, it's UK, but still worth mentioning. Behind the console launch title Spider-Man Miles Morales, PlayStation's open world sequel just came out. Of course, it's now second biggest game behind Spider-Man Miles Morales. The top 10 list in the UK as well. Horizon Forbidden West shot straight to number 1. So there you go. That's pretty good. Spider-Man being a, I don't know what we call it. Like, it sort of cheapens the game. Like an expansion standalone thing, whatever. I didn't realize, and that was like still sitting at the number
Spin-off
1,
whatever,
like sort of physical title or whatever. And then Horizon to shoot straight past it. So very good. I mean, nothing surprising. Everyone sort of knew Horizon would be massive, but to know that all those trees are going to get planted, I guess. Like,
yeah.
If it's selling that well, that's what everyone can take from it. Every time you see sales numbers from Verizon now, just go, cool. There's the trees. There's some trees being planted. Because I highly doubt anyone's playing this game and not at least getting. If that's all you got to do, beat the prologue, come on, easy. Everyone do it. Horizon Forbidden West was delayed to avoid crunch. GamesIndustry.Biz. In an interview with Dutch publication U.NL, director Mathis de Jonge was asked about the company's view on overtime, to which he replied that it, quote, very rarely happens at Guerrilla. Continuing, we are very aware of the disadvantage of crunching, so we take this into account and are planning a lot, he said. He added that Horizon Forbidden West could have launched at the end of 2021, but that would have required staff to work overtime, which the studio didn't want to do. Quote, people also should also be able to relax and take a vacation, for example, to be with family and friends. That also played a part in the decision to release the game now. End quote. Horizon Forbidden West was initially due to release in 2021, but Guerrilla announced in August last year that it was being pushed back to February 2022 as production was also impacted by the COVID-19 pandemic. So I think PlayStation so far, I guess, we'll have to see what the news is out of Naughty Dog when they release their next game. But so far, like, I think every like release has been nearly paired with a story, and it doesn't seem ultra pushed to. It's not like PlayStation's publishing this story to be like on the PlayStation blog, like, here's how Naughty Dog didn't crunch. But I feel like every time there's almost a story by someone, or someone asks and eventually they're like, hey, yeah, we didn't crunch on this one. We've got these new things or whatever. So I'm taking this as it's a mandate from Sony pushed downwards, or like a company policy or something like that. You know what I mean? So,
yeah.
But yeah, the big one's always going to be Naughty Dog, and to hear what their changes are going into their next game or the current game or whatever they're working on. Last of Us multiplayer,
Yeah.
fucking.
I mean,
whatever.
because they're so synonymous with crunch, unfortunately. That
At this stage, at least as far as Sony. At least as far as Sony, they're not like the most known crunch studio, but Sony first party studios, I'd say Naughty Dog's sort of the leader. I don't know if you want to be the leader of that, but they are. Horizon Forbidden West Tallneck Lego set confirmed for May. PlayStation Lifestyle writes, at the end of December, Horizon Tallneck Lego set was rumored to be nearing release after a listing appeared briefly on a retailer website. These rumors have now been confirmed after Lego and PlayStation revealed the Horizon Forbidden West Tallneck set as one of their Lego sets for adults. Lego Tallneck will be released on May 1st, 2022. The set features a 13.5-inch Tallneck complete with weak points highlighted in blue, climbable points highlighted in yellow, and the disc-shaped head with red override point. The Tallnecks can be displayed on a stand featuring a typical Horizon post-apocalyptic environment that is rusty traffic light, birch tree, tall red grass that offer Aloy a place to hide. Of course, there'll also be an Aloy minifig equipped with her bow and spear, as well as a Watcher figure for exchangeable red, yellow, and blue eyes. What's your feelings on Lego, Ash?
they're cool. They're very expensive though.
Would you get this if if not taking into account money, is this something you would want?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
If you don't take into account money.
Yeah. I was just so taking
it looks cool.
Taking into account money.
It's like, oh no. Yeah, it's hard to justify. It's a cool collectible, and you obviously get that fun of like putting it together and that kind of stuff. But yeah, the price is a major stopper of purchase. Major roadblock.
I kind of want it, and I'm not like
I don't.
Yeah, I think everyone.
You hate the game.
I don't hate the game. Why it's not hate? Fuck out.
But yeah, any of the Lego sets, they're like obviously from they're doing lots of licensed stuff recently, and just the art style of their Lego pieces, and merging it with. It makes sense with Horizon with like the machines and that kind of stuff. You can get like a
cool designs,
that blocky style.
Yeah.
Designs fit.
Mm.
Do you know? So give us a Thunderjaw and the big mammoth thing, whatever it's called. Can't remember.
Mammoth thing.
Give us all of them. Give me the Leaper kangaroo looking one. It just came out in the new game.
Was it kangaroo in this one?
Yeah.
Does it box?
No, it shoots lightning at you.
Oh fuck! All right. I used to love Lego. I used to do a lot. Like I had like a fuck ton of Star Wars ones. Like I brought like a lot of the Force Awakens Lego. X-wings and all this sort of shit, and like had them all. Doing. I haven't done much for years. Like combination of time and just like money, I guess, and like not wanting to spend it, especially. But I did buy a couple weeks back, and I haven't done it yet. So the testament will be to see if I actually do this. But I was in Toy World, and it wasn't like one of the really expensive. It was like a $40 one, I think, or something like that. But it was just it's just Ahsoka and Darth Maul, and that like fight scene from the Clone Wars, like when on Mandalore.
Wow, they must be stretching the bottom of the Star Wars barrel if that was
fucking outrageous. And it has like, so you can have them set to fight, and then it also has like you can put Maul in his like the prison capture like thing that she ends up putting him in and taking him away. So I grabbed that because I was like, this is really cool. It was like, obviously, I think it's like one of my favorite scenes.
Very niche. Yeah. Need to get it before they can't get it.
Well, that's my thing. I was nearly not going to get it, but I was looking at it and I had that thing where I picked it up several times and did like a lap of the store, and I kept coming back to it, and you can tell my brain's like processing and being like, "Fuck, I want this! Like this is like right up my alley." And I was nearly going to leave it, and my brain's like, "You don't need that. You won't do that anytime soon." And then the devil appears, and it's like, "But what if you never see it again?" I'm like, good point.
That's true. Buy.
It is true.
Investment.
It is true.
It's an investment.
Yeah. So now if I never open it, I'll sell it for $120. No, I'm hoping to. I've just got a bit to do at the moment, so I'm hoping in the next couple of weeks, maybe.
You need to play Horizon.
Yeah, I've got Horizon. Whatever the fuck else, the million things to do. But I'm hoping at some point, like a little bit less on my plate. I'm just planning to like put on something I can like multitask. Sit here in front of my TV, watch a movie, do my Lego. This thing. One of my goals. Weird off topic for this podcast, but I feel like one of my major goals for this year was to just do some stuff that isn't just like just for an hour sometimes.
Do some stuff not for content.
Yeah. Just a little bit more that's not
crazy concept.
And Lego.
We'll find a way to make it content.
That's the thing. Unless we start a Lego podcast, buying Lego is like pretty, should be pretty safe from like.
I mean, people love watching streams of people putting Legos
That's
together.
That's right. I look forward to Twitch. No, I'm joking. Let's get into some news. There's only 2 news stories to go this week, so it should be pretty fast. Push Square, God of War Ragnarok, PS5, PS4, still pegged to release this year. Blah, 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 blah. Some fans have pondered whether Kratos and Atreus' adventure will even arrive in 2022 as planned. As part of an cautious post on Reddit's gaming leaks and rumors community, one fan pondered whether the title could be pushed back, but respected Bloomberg journalist Jason Schreier parachuted in with a one-word answer: nope. Now, it's unclear whether Schreier is sharing his personal or professional opinion here, but he's a well-connected writer who's presumably heard a thing or two about the project's progress. Now, that rules out a delay entirely, of course. Plans can always change behind the scenes, but it seems the hotly anticipated sequel is sailing straight for the time being. What do you reckon? How do you feel at the moment? Just like pulse check, Horizon's out now. The next major thing PlayStation could release this year would be God of War. What do you reckon? Jason Schreier says yes. Says it will come out this year.
Oh, yeah, he's never wrong, right? It's definitely coming out this year. I think it was meant to be last year, so why wouldn't it be this year? I think from what the footage we've got, that looks like it's reasonably far along, even though it's like a short snippet, but we got a look at the combat, and that was the major thing that was holding up development of the first game, so they've already nailed down how the axe wields and how the chains feel. So I can't see. Well, I can see it taking longer, but I'm optimistic that it's going to be coming out late this year.
I reckon late this year.
Like
I the same reason. Nothing like I've always been on this road even before Try was saying this, but I'm just going to say it's releasing solely because it was supposed to be a last year thing, got pushed to this year. I don't see any reason not to, especially if there's all these rumors that PlayStation has a lot in the there's other stuff coming up anyway. It's like, what's the point of being like, oh, we've only had one big game this year. Like, I don't know if PlayStation cares to be like, we've had one big game, so that's it. Only one massive Horizon, God of War level thing a year. It's like, no, you can have a massive year. Like, Nintendo's quite happy to put out a Mario, a Pokemon, a Kirby, fucking, like, Nintendo just does whatever they want. Xbox got like 1 million games coming out if they decide to start releasing some. And if they did, I don't think PlayStation's...
No one would buy them.
Well, no, they wouldn't because they'd be on Game Pass.
Exactly.
Got them. And the last news story, Anno Mutation, a game's title I still can't pronounce. How do you reckon you pronounce this, right? Mutationem? Mutationem. Brings Cyberpunk style to PS5, PS4 in March Push Square. Originally announced as part of PlayStation Shiny Hero project, which we did talk about, I don't know, it feels like 10 years ago. It's a gorgeous looking cyberpunk adventure game coming to PS4 and PS5. It went gold in January. It's now got a confirmed release date of the 17th of March 2022. Anno puts you in the shoes of Anne, a more than capable mercenary who part-times as a bartender. You collect information, take part in minigames, and of course, kick ass in side-scrolling action stages. This was, as far as like that original thing that happened, this was my follow-up to Fist. I feel, like Fist was my number one sort of excitement coming out of those list of projects, and this has been on the number 2. So I'm still very keen to play this because it looks very unique. Got the cyberpunk aesthetic and the themes and whatever else that's going on here. You can see a bunch of body modification stuff and all that sort of stuff going on, as well as, of course, the obligatory neon lights and signs and shit like that. But yeah, it looks like a unique combination of a side-scrolling action game with some, I don't know, what would you call it, more social aspects, I guess, like in between, which is kind of cool. So, how do you? I can't remember if you said you were interested in this when we did it originally, but
I think it looks cool. But yeah, I'll wait and see. Yeah. But yeah, obviously March, that's cool. Pretty soon. So a few indie games coming out in the next few weeks. I think they announced Musical Story, which is a game we saw at one of the indies, is coming start of March as well. And that kind of stuff. So yeah, lots of other stuff to keep you entertained if you don't dive into the massive open worlds of Horizon or Elden Ring. Yeah, I feel like I'm just looking quickly because I was like, what is Musical Story? You just said that, but I'm like, do I remember what this is? Oh, this one, right. I didn't realize they got a release date. I missed that. Did it? What's the release date? Yeah.
March 2nd. Fucking hell.
March 2nd, yeah. It's on the PlayStation blog. Yep.
I pride myself on feeling like I'm well aware of everything. Completely missed that. Fake gamer. Fake podcaster. Fake person. I forgot what I was going to say now. Yeah, I think on the Elden Ring thing, that's what I was going to say. I feel like at this stage, I'm gonna buy it on launch day. Just get it for that cheaper price, JB Hi-Fi or whatever. Support it
at launch.
Yeah.
Because, if you don't buy games at launch, then they don't get sequels.
Well, no, it's more just to save money. Like, if I wait until after I beat Horizon, it won't be on that cheaper,
You sure?
Yeah.
Does it actually go back up?
Yeah. I think it's only for like the first week, isn't it? No?
I don't know. I'm obviously whatever game comes out, I buy. Then I don't notice until
that's right.
months later.
To be honest, don't buy that many games. Maybe I'm fucking full of shit. But I think that's what I'm going to do. I think I'll buy Elden Ring and hopefully not play it. Because I feel like if I get distracted, I'm gonna fuck myself. Like I don't feel like I can jump backwards and forwards between Elden Ring and Horizon. Like I'm not gonna have a good time in either game if I'm going backwards and forwards between those. I feel so. Anyway, Musical Story. There you go. That's coming out March 4th, by the way. Nate, no. And fucking Nate knows right. Uncharted movie review. So we have a full, if you've watched Uncharted, which came out in cinemas last Thursday, Ash has a review up, explosionhour.com. He gave it a 7. Myself, Ash, and Buddy Watson from Radio Watson did a spoiler cast. That is over at What Do You Want to Watch, the podcast feed over there, or explosionhour.com will lead you there. However you want to go about it, search for it, Google it, explosionhour.com, click to podcasts, you'll find it. Ash, what's sum up your thoughts? Uncharted movie.
It's a fun action adventure movie that is stars Mark Wahlberg and Tom Holland as Mark Wahlberg and Tom Holland. If you're going into this wanting it to be Nathan Drake and Sully, then you're probably going to come out disappointed. But if you just want to go see them do dumb action things, solve mysteries, chase treasure, have action sequences that are very similar to the games, I think there's enough there for you to have fun. But if you want Uncharted, probably going to be disappointed.
We've been talking about this movie for so long. This segment, the PlayStation production segment of this show.
I think it's like 100 episodes or something.
Really? Did you get
100 episodes back? I think that the first reference to Uncharted movie that I could find when I was searching it was episode 114.
There you go. So this is episode, what? 246. So it's been a while. It's been a long, tumultuous road with the Uncharted movie, even prior to talking about this on the podcast, really. So, but this segment was born from PlayStation Productions kicking off, and Uncharted was the first thing we knew was going to come out. That was under that banner. Before I give thoughts on the movie, I'll say seeing that shiny PlayStation Productions logo thing that we talked about last week when it was leaked, which by the way, I talk about it, I'm like, I don't want to show it on the video version because it's leaked and it may get in trouble. And then the following morning when the podcast drops, PlayStation's just put it up themselves anyway. And they're like, hey, here's the video. You can see it for yourself on the big screen when you go watch Uncharted. I'm like, motherfuckers. That was kind of cool. So that was like a cool moment to be like, hey, here's the future of PlayStation movies, TV, whatever, PlayStation Productions thing. Cool. Yeah, the movie's average. It's I don't love it. I don't hate it. I think it's bad, but I don't think it's like terrible or whatever. Like, I think it's watchable. I think you can get some enjoyment out of it. But my thoughts are it's not a very good action adventure movie for non-gaming fans. And as far as like anyone listening to this who obviously is into Uncharted, it's not a particularly great Uncharted movie either. I don't love Tom Holland's Drake. I don't think it's good. I don't think it's not even that he's like copying Nolan North. It's nothing to do with that. I just don't feel like the essence of the character that makes that character likable and so loved is there. And I feel like Mark Wahlberg is just Mark Wahlberg. I don't see any of Sully in that role in his performance. So some of the action scenes obviously ripped from the games quite well, but maybe it's just because having played them, they lack a bit of the major one that's on spoiler is of course the airplane sequence that's in the trailer. So, and I don't even know if it's a major spoiler to say this, but the movie does what the games do, which is it starts with the cliffhanger and then rewinds time and then catches you up to like how he got there, which did the first one do that? Actually can't remember, but like the second one does it with the train, third one does it with the plane, and then the fourth one starts on the boat as they're racing towards the island and then rewinds time. So yes, all of them bar the first one, I guess, do that. At least I can't remember the first one doing it. So it starts there, and yeah, it's kind of cool sequence, but I just don't think it misses some of the thrill and the pacing maybe of the. And I went back, so after what we did, the What Do You Want to Watch, I went and watched that sequence of the game. Of course, it looks kind of. I hadn't seen it for a while, so I was like, and I think I was just watching the original PS3 version, not the remastered one or whatever. So the graphics are like whatever. But I think the other thing that adds or changes like the pacing of that compared to the movie is that when you climb back up inside the cargo area of the plane in the game, there's maybe like a 5-6 minute sequence of shooting enemies or whatever. So I feel like it lulls you into a sense of I'm on the plane. You know, like I've climbed up, I'm good sort of thing. Like I've overcome it. And then the car or whatever comes down and knocks him back off the thing. And I don't think, whatever. Some major spoilers, skip ahead, go ahead. But like, you don't have that in the movie. You know, it's sort of like he climbs up and then he gets knocked straight away. So it's like the game sort of lulls you into this sense of safety, if that makes sense. I think maybe that's another thing that makes the sequence a little bit less exciting. It's just like a big full-on action sequence and not playing with you, teasing you, tricking you, sort of thing. But there's an Easter egg after credit scene because everything has to have one now.
Mid credits. It's not Easter egg. It's a continuation of the film. It's an epilogue.
Yeah, okay. It's just it's an epilogue. It's a mid credits epilogue. Sorry, it's not after credits. It's during. There's credits after it and before it.
The cast credits are part of the movie. It's one of those things where a lot of these movies now they move the opening credit sequence to the end of the movie, so it's still part of the movie.
And Marvel movies have about 10 different after credit scenes, so they're just like
they
put
different.
one in like after one person's name, then they fit one in a minute later, and then they do like how many Guardians of the Galaxy 2 have? Like 22?
3.
Like fucking hell. It was more than 3. It had to have been more than 3. No way. But anyway. But yeah, Uncharted.
We'll say already made $139 million worldwide.
Still well.
Open to $44 million in the US, which is reasonable, considering obviously the times. I mean, and obviously it being a new property as well. It's not like a sequel to a major franchise or part of the MCU or whatever.
That has Tom Holland.
It has Tom Holland, so you know that helps, I guess. And a lot of Mark Wahlberg fans showed up.
Marky Mark.
I guess we'll see what the drop off looks like next week. So that will be the thing. Apparently made $4 million in the Australia. So still a lot of places it's got to open, I believe. So
I think so.
That number could go up. So the budget was 120.
Yeah.
So, you know, it looks like it's broken even. Obviously you need to kind of double that to cover the split with cinemas and marketing, which isn't usually in the budget. But yeah, it looks promising for it to be a success financially. And yeah, it's currently the number one Western release of 2022.
Yeah,
sorry, Scream fans.
Yeah, it's disappointing. I think it's tracking to get a sequel, though. I guess is the main thing.
Yeah, that's the major thing. Yeah. If Tom Holland wants to act ever again, then yes, they could do a sequel.
Why doesn't he?
Or they could just reboot it.
Why doesn't he want to act?
Well, he wants a break, so...
Oh, does he?
That's the rumor. He wants a break. He doesn't want to keep making Spider-Man movies.
Well, stop fucking...
Because he's made, like, 4 in 3 years. Or whatever, I don't know.
Yeah, I saw that, like, the whole... Yeah, but wasn't that just Spider-Man? Wasn't that just, like, I don't want to make more Spider-Man? Like, I want to break from that character sort of thing?
Who knows?
It'd probably be good for him.
Said there were rumors if he wanted to start a family... I don't know how Zendaya feels about that.
I don't feel good about that because I need Euphoria, so like no babies.
It's like, what? You think season 3 can't have her pregnant?
No, that's not currently a plot line.
It could be.
Wouldn't really make sense for the character either, to be honest.
Immaculate conception, that's not a thing?
No.
That could be a thing?
I don't really see that being a thing.
She takes some weird drug that makes her pregnant.
I don't think that's a thing either. But, I mean, even Euphoria, they were like, oh, next season, 2024 or some shit. I was like, what are you doing?
Yeah. Need to get all the CGI and, like, all the special effects in.
First season was 2019. Second season, 2022. Like...
That's understandable because of COVID and lots of bunch of other stuff.
Come on. I'm looking at his IMDb. He's got, like, one movie, The Crowded Room, that comes out this year. And then he's got some other thing in production, Untitled Fred Astaire. I don't even know who that is.
Astaire.
Who's that?
The famous dancer?
No, I don't know. In development, The Modern Ocean. In development, Beneath a Scarlet Sky. Mate, if you're on a break, stop signing up the movies. Come on. Yeah, what a string of shit he's done here, hey? Right. let's just like side tangent on Tom Holland, just quickly. Not the show for it, but I'm doing it anyway. Let's start here. So let's just go a little bit back. Let's just like go a little bit back for a time.
Spider-Man.
2016, Civil War. He has 3 movies in total that year. Edge of Winter, Lost City of Z. Everyone should watch that movie, Lost City of Z. Then in 2017, he does Pilgrimage, never heard of it. Spider-Man Homecoming, Peter Parker taking his driver test, which apparently is listed as a short. And then The Current War, whatever that is. 2018,
That's the Nicholas Tesla, Benedict Cumberbatch film.
Oh, that one, right, okay.
Yeah.
2018 Infinity War, that's it. But also, I'm pretty sure he spent half the year filming Endgame, whatever. So, and Spider-Man movies. So 2019.
Why would he spend half the year shooting Endgame?
Or that plus Far From Home, because 2019, Spider-Man Far From Home, Endgame both come out, and he does Spies in Disguise, and that's it. So really, the only thing he did that year, he did nothing for 2 years. So this is where it sort of becomes understandable, I guess, to a degree. 2018, only Avengers, only Spider-Man. 2019, the only role he plays in live action is Spider-Man, and does the voice in Spies in Disguise. 2019, Doodle, the voice of Jip. I didn't even know he did a voice in that. There you go. Onward, which everyone loves.
Underrated.
The Devil All Time, he was in that. I've watched that. That was a movie, hey. So that's the thing. He takes a bit closer. 2021, Chaos Walking, terrible. Cherry, I haven't watched it, but I think everyone said it was pretty average or bad or whatever.
Yeah.
Venom, uncredited cameo, spoilers. And then Spider-Man No Way Home. So, and then this year, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of Spider-Man, I guess. So,
yeah.
A lot of action movies too, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, physically demanding.
Yeah. So maybe I understand. Maybe I can get it.
Yeah. Uncharted,
not great, but I feel for you, Tom Holland. So maybe you shouldn't have done this movie. Maybe it should have gone to someone else. Maybe
I'm sure he's going to be attached to a Cocktail movie very soon. The Cocktail remake.
A what?
Cocktail remake.
What's that?
Okay. Because she's the bartending skills. You know, Cocktail, the Tom Cruise movie. Yeah.
No, Tom Cruise won't let that happen. He'll sue him. He'll walk up to it.
Legacy sequel.
Tom Cruise would stroll right up to Tom Holland and then look up directly into Tom Holland's eyes and say, "No, mate."
So there's certainly one Tom in his business.
There's a lot of layers to that joke. That'll do it for this week's episode.
Wait, you're not going to talk about?
Oh, fuck yeah! Sorry, no, I forgot. Last of Us, right? My bad. Got distracted. HBO's The Last of Us series won't come out this year. Motherfucker. Verge writes, HBO's upcoming The Last of Us series seems like it will be a faithful adaptation of the hit video game, but unfortunately, it won't be airing this year, according to comments HBO Chief Content Officer Casey Bloys made to The Hollywood Reporter. Quote, The Last of Us is shooting right now in Canada. We haven't announced an air date yet, but it's not 2022. They're still shooting in Calgary. He said something similar to Deadline 2, saying, quote, Last of Us is not going to air in 2022. They're still shooting in Canada. I imagine you'll see it in 2023, end quote. While it's a bummer that the show won't be out in 2022, I'm just fine with HBO taking all the time it needs. The Last of Us is one of my favorite video games. I really want to see HBO do justice. Fuck. Because I was saying it's coming out this year, so.
You said it was coming out soon.
I think the thing that fucked me is I just presumed they were filming it like normal. And what's become apparent is and I think we joked about this, but it's become rather apparent that they actually are just filming the show like over an entire year in season by season, it seems. Like,
I know about that. I just think it's taken a long time.
I think they're like moving around to match the seasons of the game.
Well, maybe they're just moving around for location reasons.
Yeah. But they're taking like a long time. They've been shooting this for. I mean, you can nearly go track back and figure it out. Like, it would have been nearly a year. That's like a year of shooting a TV show.
But everything takes longer because of COVID now as well, and yeah, I'm surprised it's taking this long. But
long time,
and to the extent where they're putting out casting calls for people, which I would assume is someone dropped out and they need to get somebody to replace them. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, maybe they just decided to add that character. Like, nah. Maybe imagine if it came out, they'll film more than one season at once or something.
Could be.
HBO's like, nah.
Or it's not 10 episodes. It's more than 10 episodes.
It has to just be 10. What does HBO do that's more than 10 episodes? That's right. Nothing.
Last Week Tonight.
That doesn't count. What do you think? The Last of Us is going to be
Why
like?
What show on HBO?
What show on
Does that more
HBO
than 12?
that's scripted content has more than 10 episodes a
Okay.
season?
I mean, I would argue that it is scripted content because there's a script that he reads.
What show on HBO in which actors play characters?
None. I'll play.
So yeah, I was wrong.
Yeah.
I was wrong. I'm very disappointed.
Yeah.
I was looking forward to it.
You're wrong. I was wrong.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, it is super. It is very Last of Us for it to be delayed till next year. So,
It's true.
seeing as The Last of Us 2 got delayed several times.
It's true.
And you know what this means? Probably not crunching.
No crunching on the filming.
No crunching on the film set. That's what unions do. That's the difference.
Union busters out here everywhere. Come on. Only the crunching of the leaves between their feet.
Under their boots
Under
and
their boots.
the crunching of their enemies.
The
under
crunching
their
of the
boots.
skulls of the clickers. It's only crunching wheel now. All right. That will do it for this week's episode of Platinum Explosion. Let us know any comments, questions, concerns, your thoughts on Horizon, Forbidden West, or whatever else we talked about by either tweeting at us or heading to our Discord to talk to us over there. ExplosionNetwork.com/Twitter takes you to our Twitters. ExplosionNetwork.com/Discord lets you join our Discord. And if you liked this episode and thought it was worth $1, head on over to ExplosionNetwork.com/support to drop $1 or more. Set up recurring monthly. I don't know. Do whatever you need to do. And until next week, remember, every trophy counts. And some get you trees now. Yeah.